Hey guys, this is Manuel. I'm here doing an oil change on a 2017 Volkswagen Jetta 1.4 TSI. So the way I got the vehicle up in the air is I got it up on some ramps, which you can actually purchase those ramps at any auto parts store or Walmart, or whichever location has some ramps for vehicles. So down at the bottom there is a skid plate, which has these T25 torx screws. The tool that you'll use for that is going to be a T25 torx bit, and whatever else you need to take it off. Now, you do have two other things when you're doing this oil change. You have an oil drain plug, which I'm about to show you now, and you also have an oil filter. So, to your right, where I'm pointing right there, and I just touched it, that's a 19mm hex head oil drain plug. And right there, you can kind of see it in the shadows, that's your oil filter. That's going to be right above the skid plate. So, I'm going to do a quick time lapse here. You have 8 of those torque screws that are being held in place. I try to do my oil change every 3,000 miles. It's one of those little maintenance things that really don't cost that much. I'd probably say $30 to $60. It's pretty important. It'll help your engine life. It'll help your vehicle last longer, drive better, have less issues in the future, as long as you take care of that preventative maintenance. Right here, I am taking off the oil filter. Remember, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. I'm turning it to the left so that I can loosen it up and drain some of the oil out of the oil filter and also take it off. And you see some of it come out there, which is exciting. That means you're doing something. You're taking some of the old oil out. And I wiped off the area, made sure there was nothing else dripping, and now I'm going to move to the oil drain plug. So there's my 19mm socket. I'm using a 3/8 inch ratchet and the socket together, and I'm loosening it, turning it to the left. Personally, I like to loosen it up and then bring this oil container or oil drain pan up in order to catch it and make sure I don't make as much of a mess on the driveway. Nobody likes to clean up oil afterwards. It's not fun, but there are ways to clean it up. Another really cool tip is you can use some cardboard as well and put in the surrounding area, or some oil mats, just to absorb any oil in case you do miss the oil container. And as you can see here, it's draining out. Cleaning up the oil drain plug. I like to use a new copper washer for the drain plug itself, just to create a good seal. And I also like to wait until the oil is just dripping, and at a slow drip. So you can wait about 10 minutes for that, 10-15 minutes, depending on how much time you have for this job. I've seen people, just let it sit for a good while and just get all that oil out. But in this case, I left it for about 10-15 minutes and waited for it to drip. So, right here, you have a 51-348 filter. This is a MicroGuard Select filter. Personally, I like this brand here. You can use this number, you can use any crossover number from that, as long as it fits that vehicle and has the same ratings. I've also had a lot of luck with the MicroGuard Select. It seems to be pretty decent with filtration. I've had a lot of luck with the Wix filters, Mobile One filters, and Bosch filters too. So, whichever one's your preference, just depends. on what you want to do and how much you want to spend as well. Make sure you're putting everything back on nice and snug. You don't want to over tighten. You can also go with torque specs, but I just like to make sure everything's snug, including the oil filter. The oil filter, I don't use a wrench to put that back on. I do use a wrench to take the oil filter off, but for putting the oil filter on, I just hand tighten it. That one you just get nice and snug, and that's pretty much it. So you see me here, I'm putting up the skid plate again, putting those 8 screws back in place, hand tight, and I'm going to use the driver just to bring them in pretty quick, and that way I'm not using as much time wrenching them down. So personally, I like Castrol Edge. This 540 is a pretty decent stuff. They normally recommend 5W30 for this vehicle or 5W40. This vehicle also takes about 4.2 quarts, which is not much. The good thing is you'll have roughly an extra quart if you get one of these 5-quart jugs. So here you can see I'm using the funnel, and what you want to do, if you don't know exactly how many quarts your vehicle takes, you just want to make sure you go at least a quart or half a quart at a time and read the dipstick as you go. That way you're not overfilling or underfilling your vehicle. Nobody wants to take excess oil outside of the vehicle after you put it in. And as you can see here where my thumb is, towards the tip is going to be your minimum line, and toward the top is going to be your maximum line. So you want to make sure it's in this area. Personally, I like to keep it on the max line. That way I don't have to worry about it. And here we go. Took the measurement, and it looks like I might be spot on. Let's zoom in towards the camera, and yes, looks like we're spot on, right at the top of the max area, and we are good to rock and roll. Pretty much everything in reverse. You just put the cap back on, clean up any spills that you might have made, and start up the vehicle, take it off the ramps, turn off the vehicle afterwards, and check your oil and make sure everything is good. Make sure it's not leaking from the bottom, and you're good to rock and roll. Well, that's it for me, guys. My name is Emmanuel, and make sure you tune in for the next video, like and subscribe, and we'll see you the next time. Have a great day, guys. Don't forget, a well-maintained car is a happy car.